Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning if you're watching this on replay. I hope you are really, really well. Thank you so much for spending today with me. I know it's a busy time with half term for some of you, so I do appreciate it. Um, Thank you also for arriving live. It made such a difference to be talking to actual people rather than um, uh, names on a webinar room. So thank you. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma Good. I'm the founder of digital marketing agency 24 Fingers. We help people all over the world put extra digits on their bottom line. And today I'm going to be sharing 7 ways to get more leads this year. And sit back, relax. Feel free to save the chat after, and you will get a replay. So I'm going to waste no time in starting to share screen. And also just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody that voted for me recently. I was really proud to win the UK Top Advisor for Marketing Award, and I know some of you on the call voted for me, so thank you, thank you, thank you. It really means the world. So I'm hoping everybody can see my screen okay, and if you can't, do shout me. So like I say, my name is Emma Good. I'm an official Facebook trainer. I'm advisor for Vodafone. I'm the Enterprise Nation local lead for Essex. I'm a mum, best job in the world, Buddhist, and very proud business skill. So that's more about me. And let's dive in. So as we know, digital marketing changes continually, but there are certain things that I've noticed after I've trained about 1,300 people in the last few years since COVID. Um, I've identified 7 things that really successful businesses are doing. That most businesses doing kind of 1 to 2 really, really, really well. But I think nowadays we can't just rely on social media. We can't just rely on SEO. We can't just rely on Google Ads. We need a spread of marketing activities. So today I'm going to be showing what these 7 things are. I do have a course that takes people through these 7 different modules, and I think we've got Luke on the call from my course. Hello, Luke. So today I'm going to be sharing these 7 things, and I'd really encourage you to think clearly about what you're doing brilliantly. Some of these things you'll be doing absolutely fantastically. Some of them you might require a little bit more support, and I'm going to share how you can get that after at the end of the call. So without further ado, let's dive into the first one. So reviews. Nowadays, I don't know about you, but if I'm checking anything out, if I'm buying anything or I want to use somebody's service, I will check out the reviews first and foremost. There is no greater testimonial than somebody else telling somebody that you're wonderful. So if you have a review process in place, automate it, make it as easy and as pain-free for people to leave you a positive review after they've experienced your business. They're going to be checking you out, and they're going to be looking at your reviews. And quite often I have people come to me and say, oh, I saw your reviews and that made me get in touch. So reviews are extremely powerful. And like I say, if other people can do your advocacy for you, then so there's so much better. You haven't got to pay for advertising. Other people are going to spread the word on your behalf. And it feels very natural, feels very authentic. They need to be timely, however. Reviews that are kind of older than 3 months old tend to be regarded or disregarded as too old or fake. So really, we want reviews within a 12-week period. So as soon as you've produced a piece of work, as soon as you've had a successful completion of a job, make sure you get your reviews quickly. And that's going to help get you kind of seen to be somebody that collects reviews regularly rather than aged and not quite sure whether you're still in business, as it were. Social proof. Once you've got your reviews, you can use that for social proof. So this is telling other people that other people bought your products and services and they've had a good experience. And when you've got this social proof, you can then use it in advertising. So I think you'd all agree that these ads, because they're real life people, they feel like you can trust them. It doesn't feel like the company is selling. It feels like other people are just saying, it is a brilliant product. And if you can get that, it doesn't need to be kind of War and Peace. You could take a Trustpilot review, you could take a Google review, you could if ideally take somebody talking on video, that would be nirvana. But whatever you get from your customers that's positive, use it within your advertising. And Google will rank you higher as well if you receive regular reviews. So it's a win-win, not only from a social media point of view, but also from an SEO point of view too. Listings. In the olden days, because I am of a certain age, I used to look at Yellow Pages when I wanted to buy something. Nowadays, we go to Google. When I say Google, I also mean Bing, but we go to Google, we go to Alexa. If you can get your Google My Business profile optimized, you're going to get a huge more amount of searches. So this is the map. So when you put in your company name, this is you appearing on the map. And if you can get that, you will attract your local customers. And unless you're kind of a national business that doesn't need to worry about local business, this is, again, free traffic that you can track and that you can see in your analytics where your local business is coming from. I think that kind of says it all. Local people are searching locally. They don't want to go for miles. They want to see something in the map. They want to see the distance from themselves, and they want to see your reviews within the Google Maps. So Google My Business is your friend. If you need any help optimizing it or not quite sure what keywords to use or how you get in front of Google's good books on that, there'll be an opportunity to chat to me after this event. Social media, we know that it's not going anywhere. I don't think nowadays that it is just enough just to rely on social media. It is becoming a pay-to-play platform. So the platforms now really encourage you to boost your posts and set up advertising. I don't think you need to be spending thousands, but if you don't have a strategy in place and you're not using it consistently, life will be a bit harder. There's no getting away from that for you. Again, the stat says it all. If you're targeting somebody who you want to spend money with you, then they will be on social media. It might not just be Facebook, it might not just be Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn, but they will be hanging out on social media. So if we can find them, we can start creating valuable content. We can help them. You front of mind. Again, 3.5 hours, you've got somebody glued to their phone morning, noon, and night at various times. You want to get in front of them and you want to be putting out content that actually helps, not just buy me or buy my product or here's a discount, because people get turned off on that. They want to be inspired. They want to feel an emotion. And it's one of the reasons why TikTok works so well, because people look at that and they can spend hours looking at a cat doing a funny dance, but there's humor there, so it gives them a little bit of escape. They will spend hours watching a therapist talking about a particular problem. Is engaging. Gone are the days where you can just put a link up on social media and say to somebody, head on over to my website and buy. It's more nuanced nowadays. Be authentic. In my course, we talk a lot about authenticity and how doing a 20-second clip on your iPhone is absolutely fine. It's much better to do that than rely on link-based posts that just aren't getting the traction nowadays. Caveat, you don't need to sing and dance. You can create video that's you talking about a specific expertise or a particular theory or something in your business, an FAQ that you think people would know about. One tip I would say, and I'm sure Luke on the call will agree, always subtitle your videos. Most of us are now watching with muted sound. So do make sure that you've got subtitles on. When you look at your stats, you'll be able to see how long somebody's watched your video. And I guarantee you that if you can subtitle them, they're going to be watching them for a lot longer than if not. Next one is websites. Now, again, there's, I don't even know the stat, but there's like 1,000 websites being launched every hour of every day. So there's a huge amount of competition. So you need to make sure that ours is fit for purpose. I'm taking, thank you, Luke, for agreeing with me there. We need to make sure that our website is fit for purpose. And nowadays, with all the platforms like Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, etc., that is a lot easier than it was maybe 10 years ago. However, there are kind of tips and tricks that you want to make sure that you've incorporated. So one is loading speed. You've got a 3-second window before somebody kind of bounces off your website. So if it doesn't look good on your mobile, then I would be fixing that straight away. Similarly, if it doesn't have a secure certificate, because Google, if it doesn't see the padlock in the top left-hand side, will derank you and will kind of not put you on page one. So mobile first, most of us in the olden days kind of designed a website that was wide and short. Do it for long now. So always be thinking mobile first. Your website might look absolutely amazing on desktop, but the reality is that the majority of people will be checking your website out on a mobile. So do your mobile checks. Install something called the Facebook and Google tracking pixels. And what they are is free pieces of code that you can put onto your website, and you can inform Facebook and you can inform Google of the type of visitors that come to your website. The reason why that's important is that if ever you were going to do advertising, you could then go away and tell Facebook to find you more customers like the ones that you've already got. So I can say, you know, I'm 50, I live in Brentwood, I've got one son. I've got certain demographics in terms of my spending habits. I buy way too much art. I go to Costa Coffee a lot, for example. You can basically go and tell Facebook to go and get you more people that also enjoy Costa Coffee and buying art, if that is your ideal client persona or your client avatar, that we like to say. Do install Google Analytics on your website. This can be super helpful for you to understand who's coming to your website, how long they're staying, what pages are most popular, and what people are doing, like why they're bouncing off. I would be looking at those monthly so that you can make sure that you're understanding the user journey, because it might be that you've written the most amazing blog, but people are only scrolling a third of the way down. So it might be that you need to put a heading in a third of the way down to keep people on that page for longer. And that's the kind of information that like the nuggets that you'll get from Google Analytics. It's powerful stuff. Next one is shopping. Now, not everybody on this call is going to have a product-based business. There's going to be service-based businesses too. Don't be alarmed. People are buying services through websites, so using e-commerce solutions within websites every day. For myself, I run training programs. People buy those online from me, or they book in my diary, and then we use a credit card system on my website too. If you do offer something that you can sell and somebody can pay for it via credit card, do make sure that you've got a range of payment gateways. So you want PayPal, you want all of the major credit cards. If somebody's been to your website once and they put something in the basket but they didn't check out, do something called email remarketing to re-engage them. So that would be something like an abandoned cart email. And like I said before, make sure that your website's secure and it's got a SSL certificate, because if it doesn't, you'll lose trust with the customer, but you'll also lose trust with Google as well. Advertising, like I said before, I'm not one to be recommending people go out and get a second mortgage to advertise on digital marketing, but I do think, especially nowadays, it's got a place. The beauty about advertising is you can absolutely pinpoint who you want to target. So I know we've got Dawn on the call, and Dawn will have a product-based business. She will want to get in front of people that have got disposable income to buy products that care about holistic, and products that care about their skin, that care about what they're putting into their bodies. Dawn can make up that ideal client avatar, and then she can spend money to get in front of more people like that. There is a limit in terms of you telling the platforms what you want to spend. Please don't think they'll just take your credit card and run amok. You can assign how much you want to spend per day, per month, or per campaign. And you can also do things like you can say, I only want to hit Android people, or I only want to hit people in the evening, or I only want to hit people at the weekend. You can make it as tailored as you want, and your data will give you the guidance in terms of those controls so that you're not wasting money unnecessarily. If you're going to do advertising, like I say, you don't need to spend 35 billion. What I would do is run a test campaign before you start spending thousands. I would be comparing channels, I would be comparing placements, I would be comparing platforms, and do set up a remarketing campaign. So if somebody hasn't bid the first time, the next time they go on Google or Facebook or Instagram, they're going to see you again. So it becomes a cheaper way of getting in front of somebody. SEO. SEO is one of those words that kind of put the fear of God into people, but actually doesn't need to be so complex as perhaps it was known for in the olden days, as it were. Invariably, when I look at a client's website when they first come to me, the people that have worked on SEO have visits that stay longer, that visit more pages and that more engaged without fail. It's easy to spend money with Google, but if you've earned the right to be on page one, you're going to get engaged people on your website. However, nobody wants to be on page two, so the idea is that you are on page one. There's about 10 slots on page one for different terms. So you need to make sure that A, you're picking the right words to get the right type of people to your website, and that it's on page one as opposed to page two. And this is what we help our clients with. There's a free kit called Google Search Console that will show you what pages you're ranking for and what terms you're ranking for. It'll also tell you if you've got things like broken links or technical faults. Google doesn't like that. And again, if it sees a website that hasn't been built properly or it is failing in certain technical aspects, it's going to downgrade you. So we want to make sure that we don't have that. And something called backlinks. Again, 10 years ago, you could go and buy a load of backlinks and it was fairly cheap, but they were low quality. You can earn those now. So if you are a member of a Chamber of Commerce or a local networking group, do make sure that that group has linked back to your website so that Google understand that you've got a backlink. And the more backlinks you get, the more Google see you as a trusted source within your sphere of influence, within your expertise. So I would love, and now I've gone through all 7, I would love to know out of the 7, give yourself a mark out of 7 in chat. How do you think you're doing on all those different areas? Like I say, normally out of 1,300 people that I've trained, normally most companies are doing super well on 1 or 2, but perhaps not all 7. So I would love a score out of 7 in chat. That would be super helpful for me to see if you're happy to share. So let's look in chat who's doing what. So, okay, so Dawn's got 2, Laura's 3 or 4. Who else have we got? And say it's absolutely normal that you wouldn't be a 7 out of 7. So please don't worry. So, Luke, so it's SEO, social media, advertising, listings, reviews. It's everything that we're doing in your course. Yeah, I know most people say, it's really hard to be consistent across all 7, and that is completely normal. If you would like to have a data-driven report, however, on how you are doing, please do pop in yes in the chat, and we will give you one of our audits complimentary because you turned up live. So super like I say, super happy that you're here. So if you want a audit report, we will happily give you this. It will actually benchmark where you are across the 7 different areas. It'll give you a score. Do not worry, whatever the score is, because the only way is up. But it's super helpful to see which bits need urgent requirements. On this particular case, it's advertising. On the SEO on this particular company and website was good, A and B, and the rest needed a little bit more support. So really happy to do that for you, and it'll give you a much clearer data-driven sense rather than somebody saying, oh, yeah, SEO could be better. There's a science behind this. I'm really happy to give you some insight. So I'm going to stop sharing now. I would love to take in any questions or observations or anybody, any light bulb moments. Has anybody seen anything like that before? Anybody kind of shocked, inspired, scared? Pop into chat. Pop into chat, because I know with all this digital marketing stuff, it can be fairly overwhelming. But I think if Luke's happy to share the way that we break this stuff down, it doesn't feel overwhelming because it's micro chunks, and we have homework and we have accountability, and suddenly what feels like a very big marketing puzzle actually is broken down to such a degree that we're doing kind of 1%, and every 1% you're getting further forward. Lucy, Lily, if you take yourself off mute, feel free.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely hear you fine.
I'll put my video on. So I've got a dog accessories business, like a brand,
Yeah.
and we're quite small. I'm just coming up to 2 years that I've been going. And I just had a like quite specific question about SEO because I had a bit of professional SEO done. I mean, I did a little bit myself,
Yeah.
looked into it a bit, did what I could, and then I had some done, and it was for me very expensive. And because I just obviously wasn't seeing any returns on it after about 6 months, I was like, I just can't afford to be burning this money, so I stopped it. But like, it's just when you said about being on that first page, like there are hundreds of dog accessory brands. It's actually quite a saturated market. So is that the kind of thing that for me, SEO, I'm never going to get on the first page, really. So is that just going to be a waste of my money and time?
I disagree about the fact that you couldn't get onto page one. What I would be doing in a saturated market is looking at what we call long tail keywords. So it could be, and I'm just getting this off my brain because I don't know your product list, but it could be something like cute leads for Pomeranians, for example.
Okay.
So
Not just like the obvious ones like dog harness or
precisely, because things like dog harness you'll be up against. Is it Pets for Home? Is that right?
oh god, Pets at Home, Coco Pop, Pawson Paws.
Yeah,
There's loads of, and they're quite
there's
big.
loads. So because it's too broad, you're fighting against national brands. So what I would do is retrofit it, and that's something that we can help you with. I'd retrofit it in terms of location and product, and see what the sweet spot is in terms of people searching, also difficulty, and there will be a point where it's not too difficult, and there is enough volume for it to be worthwhile.
Okay, thank you. That's really helpful.
No, pleasure. I'll drop you a note after anyway, Lydia. We can chat further. Did you ask for a order?
I did. I would like one, and I am interested in advertising. Is like that one that came on the screen. That's the thing. I don't do any paid ads, just because I know, again, I'm not. I don't have that data to say right. This is a targeted ad, and I know theoretically like how it would be done, but I've never done it, so that's the one I don't do anything of. But I would potentially be interested in, if I knew a bit more what I was doing, I guess.
Absolutely fine. I'm actually going to ask Luke. Is Luke still there actually on camera? Luke still here? He's on mute at the minute. If Luke comes back on camera, I'm going to ask him to share a few things because we've done some advertising in our thing together. Hey,
Right.
oh, are you there, Luke?
Possibly. Come in Moscow. Yeah, we are.
Ah,
Hello.
yeah, you're there.
Hello.
Look, could you just share really quickly for Lily, like when we go through this kind of stuff on our course, it's not too technical, is it? It's very kind of accessible in terms of the learning.
Yeah. So, which mic? Am I on this mic or the door? I don't know.
I don't know. We can hear
I'm a
you.
sound guy, and I'm meant to be knowing what I'm talking about. Excuse me. Yeah. So with the course, what's really good about it is that each module is broken down almost to its finite form. It's really boiled down, and rather than going, here's SEO, away you go. It is given to it is broken down in details and explains sort of some tools that you could use, as well as some workplaces where to find the keywords. So there's loads of stuff in there. And what's really nice is we can ask you questions between the sessions rather than banking them all up and then going, I want those questions. You can send them during ahead of time, and then when the session comes in, Emma will address your questions as part of the session, which not only benefits you, but also benefits others in the room who may also have the same question. So yeah.
So thank you, Luke. And I didn't pay him to say that, I promise. But yeah, it doesn't need to be too techy, and I'm sure we can help together. Another question. Trisha and Laura actually said, how do we do Google local search without giving you a home address? Yeah, I completely get that because I work from home too. Google basically want to know that you're a bona fide company. However, they've got very strict rules and you can get banned if you do them wrong. So let's take that offline for a little bit more detail on that. What I did personally is took off my actual number of the address. Again, it's not perfect. This was years ago, and they've since changed the rules where they want you to say I serve customers at the address or you don't. So really happy to look at that with you because it is a bit of a minefield and you want to get it right first time with Google. You don't want to be banned. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to take a note of everybody that wants an audit, and really happy to sort that out for you. They'll be ready for you. Let's see if you've put yes in there, and I've got your details. I'll be on that. Do feel free to save chat. I will send the replay out tomorrow as well, so that you can rewatch it. And if anybody has got one of those marketing conundrums where they know what they want to do but not quite sure how to do it technically, I'm absolutely here to help, either on a implementation side where we do the work for you, or a training where I know people like to be empowered to have the knowledge in their own business as well. So thank you very much. We'll wish you a lovely afternoon and good half term if you're managing that. Luckily, my half term days are over, so I can relax, and I will see you all again soon. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.